DUBAIBEIJING, Reuters, Iran's coronavirus death toll rose to 16 on Tuesday, the most outside China, heightening its international isolation as dozens of worst-hit nations from South Korea to Italy. Believed to come from wildlife in Wuhan City late last year, the flu-like disease has infected 80,000 people and killed 2,663 in China. But the World Health Organization, WHO, says the epidemic there has peaked and been declining since Feb. Beyond mainland China, however, it has jumped to about 29 countries and territories, with some 36 deaths, according to a Reuters tally, and outbreaks in Iran, Italy and South Korea of par. "We are close to a pandemic, but there is still hope," said Raina McIntyre, head of the biosecurity program at the Kirby Institute at the University of New South Wales, using the term for widespread. Global stock markets stabilized on Tuesday and Wall Street futures managed a solid bounce after a sharp sell-off the previous day linked to the impact of the virus on global supply chains, with China. Iran's outbreak, amid mounting U.S. sanctions pressure, threatens to leave it further cut off. Several countries suspended flights due to cases in travelers from Iran to Canada, Lebanon, the United Arab Emirates and Iraq. Some neighboring countries also closed borders, while Oman's Qasab port halted import and export of goods with Iran. It is an uninvited and inauspicious visitor. "God willing, we will get through this virus," said Iranian President Hassan Rouhani in a televised speech. Iran cancelled concerts and soccer matches nationwide, while schools and universities closed in many provinces. President Moon Jae-in acknowledged the situation was very grave. Airlines began restricting flights to Italy. Don't hang about. Don't chit-chat. Many Iranians took to social media to accuse authorities of concealing the facts. Popular anger has been high over the handling of a Ukrainian passenger plane crash in January, which the military took 3 days to admit was caused by an Iranian missile fired in error. Authorities say U.S. sanctions are hampering its response to the coronavirus by preventing imports of masks and medicines. Church under scrutiny. South Korea has the most virus cases outside China, with 977 infections and 10 deaths, the majority linked to the Shincheonji Church of Jesus in the city of Daegu, where the out. Authorities were to test all members of the church, estimated by media at about 215,000 people. In Europe, Italy has become a new front line, with 260 cases and 7 deaths, most in the northern Lombardy and Veneto regions, but 1 case emerging in Sicily, the first south of Rome. Italy's tourist industry, which accounts for about 13% of the economy, fears a plunge amid restrictions on public events affecting soccer matches, cinemas and theaters. A planned 3-week shoot in Italy for Tom Cruise's 7th outing in the Mission Impossible series was also postponed, while Milan Cathedral was closed and the Venice Carnival shut early. Eurasia Consultancy's Scott Rosenstein said the bad news from Iran, South Korea and Italy had undercut confidence sustained human-to-human transmission can be limited to China. This worsening narrative around disease containment has overshadowed the cautious optimism narrative coming out of China, he said. Don't hang about in one of the first signs of fallout on global American military activities, the U. Afghanistan, Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait and Oman reported their first new coronavirus cases, all in people who had been to Iran. With dozens of sporting events already hit, Japan, which has had 4 deaths and 850 cases, said it was premature to talk about canceling the Tokyo Olympics due to start on July 24. The United States pledged $2.5 billion to fight the disease, with more than $1 billion going toward developing a vaccine. China reported a rise in new cases in Hubei province, the epicenter of the outbreak. But excluding those, it had just 9 new infections on Monday, its fewest since Jan. With the pace of new infections slowing, Beijing said restrictions on travel and movement that have paralyzed activity in the world's second-largest economy should begin to be lifted. An official with the Beijing Center for Disease Prevention and Control noted that supermarkets were becoming busier, but offered some pointers for shoppers. Choose a supermarket with relatively low foot traffic and good ventilation, and prepare a shopping list before actually going to shop, Lu Xiaofeng told reporters.